I'm ready. What up? Let's get to it. So here we go again. Texans, major keys to victory, and I mean major keys to victory, dog. Probably will be the Vikings, arguably the tough game of the season. You know what I'm saying? The Niners, another tough game, another great team. Stronger, better in certain positions than the Texans are. It's kind of like a vice versa switch, but still two great playoff teams. A lot of people say Super Bowl caliber team. So let's get into it, dog. The first major key to victory for the Vikings, obvious, evident one, can they get over that emotional battle that they had versus the Niners, homie? That's the first biggest key, dog. Now, we know the Vikings look good. I've been saying they're a playoff team the whole offseason. But if they can fight that emotional battle, that physical drainage that they have, I'm sure they're drained. Or they were drained of, as we've seen before, not just from the Vikings, but many teams in the NFL year in, year out. It's tough. I repeat, it's tough to bounce back and be on your A game and be zoned in and locked in after an emotional victory, an emotional win, up and down, game by game, physical game, wear and tear on the body, huh? You know how tough it is as NFL players, dog, for NFL teams to bounce back and bring their A game, let alone bring your best game, put your best foot forward against the elite team like the Texans, homie. Oh yeah, the Texans, an elite team, probably have the most weapons the Vikings have seen. Well, yeah, the most weapons the Vikings have seen. CJ Stroud, the receivers, Stephon Diggs, and now Nico Collins, Tank Dell, they're all a problem. They're all a problem, dog. So it's gonna be a tough matchup. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. I ain't gonna pussyfoot around it. You hear me? Gonna be a tough matchup. But I think the Vikings can beat the Texans. I picked them to win this game when I broke down the schedule. You hear me? You ain't seen the video, go check it out, right? But I picked them to win this game. But it's gonna be a battle, dog. But if they can come together once again, win back-to-back big games. If they lose, of course, you'll be mad, upset. But come on, man. You lose to the Texans, I understand it's at home, but that's a tough game, dog. But it depends on if they do lose, which, of course, we want them to win. How do they lose, dog? Do they get blown out? If they come in, get their ass kicked, get blown out, not prepared, not mentally zoned in, that's a problem. That shows they can't bounce back after an emotional victory or an emotional loss or a strenuous physical game, period, dog. And guess what? In the playoffs, every game is emotional. Every game's physical, right? But if the Vikings, they come in here, they come to US Bank, win this game Sunday, and beat the Texans, a Super Bowl caliber team, probably the best team in the AFC, arguably, on me. Do you got to put them in a Super Bowl contender conversation? I'm pretty sure the media won't, the analysts won't. But if they beat a dynamic, elite Texans team, weapons all over the field, speed, fast, physical, similar to the Saints. Vikings, fast, physical. If they beat them, you will have to put them in that upper echelon class. And you could arguably say they're in it right now after beating the Niners, homie. 2-0. But the disrespect is real. But the emotional battle, they got to bring it all back in. They got to bring it all together. You know who it start with? The coaches, Kevin O'Connell, Brian Flores, the whole staff, homie. Getting his players mentally ready, prepared for another physical battle, 4 quarters, dog. Starts with the coach, preparing his team this week, practice, etc., dog. Game plan, etc. Having them boys prepared and locked in. It's not an easy task. It won't be an easy task, homie. Huh? Period. They got to be more locked in this game than they were for the Niners, dog. Heavy, no cap. Yeah. The Texans are a great team. I can say a great team, homie. True test, true early test, or early battle. But if they can control them emotions, get that energy back up, come in turned up, no lagging, no rust, no looking sloppy, no turnovers. They can bring their A game once again, play physical, fast football like we know they can, like they have displayed through the first 2 games in, heavy, homie. Oh, man, they're definitely Super Bowl caliber. You definitely got to put them in a conversation, homie. Potentially a Super Bowl matchup, dog. But win, lose, or draw, I'm interested to see how they play. Can they get up? Shake back after emotional victory, dog. Period. That's the biggest major key to success, to victory, whatever you want to call it, huh? Can them boys come back in, do it all over again, homie, all over again? Facing probably a better team this time around. Yes, I say the Texans are better than the Niners, dog. Period, point blank. They're better than the Niners, in my opinion. Ruthless schedule, homie. But the Vikings are built for it. I feel like the Vikings are built for it, dog. I don't feel like this the Vikings of old, having mental breakdowns, mental collapses, not being prepared, can't get over that emotional hump. Nah, kill that noise. I think it's a different squad, a different animal. I've been saying it the whole offseason, especially when the preseason hit, how I saw them boys play in the preseason, man. It's like it's all coming together. You hear me? Finally. And coaching has been great. Coaching has been great, dog. But we're going to see what type of team this is as far as confidence, mental toughness, dog. Tough game. You got to be prepared, locked in, bring it all the way back in, dog. Great victory. But the great teams, get over that. That emotional shit, that fatigue, that, you're banged up, beat up. You grind back, you bounce back and do it all over again. That's what the great teams do. That's what you got to do during playoff time. Huh? Big wins. We've seen it in 2017. Emotional victory, crazy finish, miracle in Minnesota. Came back, got slaughtered by the Eagles. Huh? Heavy. It happens. We saw it in Kevin O'Connell's first season. They beat the Bills, got slaughtered by the Cowboys, huh? It happens, brother. NFL's a tough business to get right week in, week out. Bring that energy week in, week out, man. Not every team can do it. That's why you separate the great teams from the good teams, from the mediocre teams, homie. But I feel like there's something special about this team here, this coaching staff, the players, top to bottom. It's a difference. You feel the difference. You feel the energy. You see it on the field, homie. Heavy. Period. I'm going to keep saying that. You see it on the field, dog. So that's the first thing. Overcoming that emotional, that draining victory over the Niners. Second thing I say will be the most important matchup. You see it on the screen. Texans cornerbacks versus the Vikings receiver. Oh, yeah. Jettas, Naylor, Powell. I think Addison will be out. But it's going to be their toughest matchup. Jettas, it's going to be the best secondary he faced in a while, homie. In a while. We talk about the Bears. I saw the Bears game. The Bears are who they are. I don't even want to speak on the Bears. Yes, I watched the Texans beat the Bears. It should have been a blowout, but it is what it is. The Bears, great defense, no offense, homie. Once again, I repeat, the Bears, great defense, no offense. The Bears are who we thought they were. Caleb Williams running around like a chicken with his head cut off. He's missing throws. He's getting hit. The O-line is horrible. So the Vikings, I think, are much better offense than the Bears will ever be. You know what I'm saying? Way better than the Bears. So the Texans going to have a real matchup too. We're going to see how the Texans secondary hold up against the Vikings. But I think it will come down to who performs the best out of the Texans secondary and the Vikings receivers, dog. Can they get open? Can other receivers step up and make big plays when they bracket Jettas, double team him? The double team is coming, but matter of fact, I wouldn't be shocked if Texans went man to man with Jettas. When I say them boys got talent, homie. Seen them play versus the Bears. They got athletes all over the field. Their cornerback position, that boy Petrie, you hear me? That boy a problem. Excuse me. That boy a problem. No cap. I ain't going to sugarcoat it, homie. It's going to be a tough fight, a tough battle. 4 quarters, dog. Petrie, number 24 from LSU. The other dude on the other side, the safeties, they all can run. They all fast, and they physical, and they get to that ball, dog. They ball hawks. You hear me? The boys can play some football, dog. That's the strong point of their defense is their secondary. So we saw last week versus the Niners, the strong point of their defense was the trenches, dog, the trenches. So I think the Vikings will win that battle. Matter of fact, they should win that battle. In the trenches, I think the Vikings are better. Now, they got some good players up there, Ware Anderson, Daniil Hunter, but I think Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill can handle them, the interior. Blake Brandell is playing phenomenal football. You just got to worry about Ed Ingram and Bradbury, dog. But it's clear the strong point of this defense, the Texans defense, is their secondary, man. It's going to be a matchup for Darnold, Jettis, Naylor, and Powell. Can they win that battle? Can they win that battle? They're going to make it tough for Darnold. I'm sure they will blitz him, try to confuse him. You got D'Amico Ryans, roll tide full of pride. But when you come to SKOL territory Sunday, forget all that, Ryans. We on your head top, make your head drop after the game, respect. But we coming to smack shit, homie. You hear me? Huh? The Vikings smacking shit like I've been saying, my boy. After the game, respect, though. But D'Amico Ryans, defensive-minded coordinator, oh, he's gonna bring it on Darnold. He's gonna bring it to Darnold. He's gonna try to confuse him, hit him, touch him. Darnold got to have a phenomenal game. You thought the Niners was something? Wait till the Texans in the building, Darnold. Now, if Darnold performs well again, balls out again versus the Texans, what they gonna say then? What they gonna say then? Oh, you still gotta wait and see. Gotta wait and see. Oh, I know. Everybody gotta wait and see. You hear me? So Darnold, Jettis, all the receiving core, the tight ends, Munt, Oliver, they all got to put work in. They all got to contribute, dog. But don't be shocked if you see the Texans go man-to-man with Jettis, because that's how much confidence they have. They believe they can go man-to-man with any receiving core. Do I think they will go man-to-man the whole game? No. I don't think no team will do that. But I dare them to. I want them to. It's going to be a great test for Jettis, dog. But when I tell you this is the matchup to watch, the most important matchup is not the running game, Vikings run game, but their defensive run game. Now, the Vikings, I think they'll be able to run the ball. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But the matchup, the most intriguing matchup is that secondary versus the Vikings receivers. Can they get open, homie? Can Naylor step up, homie? You hear me? We're going to see, homie. KOC, how does he dial it up? That's the most important matchup, dog. Secondary versus the receivers, homie. Period. Next up, what the Vikings must do this game, slow the game down. Slow the game down, baby. Bang them up. Bang them up. They may be a little faster than the Vikings in certain areas, but the Vikings can neutralize all of that. Slow the game down. Bang them up. Get the run game going. Get the run game going early, even more than you did for the Niners. Huh? It's going to be very imperative the Vikings run the ball. I'm talking 20, 30 plus maybe. You got to slow the game down versus the Texans. You got to control the clock. You got to be the more physical team. The Texans, they want to go fast. They want to fly around. They got speed all over the field. They got speed, homie. They're going to blitz you. Huh? They're going to blitz you. They got to run the ball. The Vikings have to be able to run the ball this week, period. Slow the game all the way down. Now, you can go hurry up, firepower, be explosive. You know, when you need to be, switch it up. But for the most part, the Vikings need to control this clock, control the game, slow it down. That's how you neutralize speed and explosiveness. Huh? Keep the ball out of CJ Stroud's hand. Keep the ball in your offense's hands, homie. They got to get the run game going. Beat that defense up, bang them up, bruise them up, make them tired, break them down. Play action will come. The play action will come. But you ain't going to get nothing if you don't get that run game going and control that clock. That's the only way you can neutralize their speed. And when the defense is on the field, the defense must contain CJ Stroud. Contain, not just put a spy on him. We saw the Bears. They were horrible in containing him. CJ Stroud gets to the outside. That boy gonna make a play heavy. That boy gonna make a play. I think he likes that better than sitting in the pocket. Yeah. I think he likes scrambling around, beating, improvising on plays, you hear me, and making big throws down the field. He does it. He might be the best quarterback in the NFL that does it, dog. Even better than Pat Mahomes and Jalen Hurts, dog. He actually likes to run out and get out the pocket and let it fly and launch it, homie. That's where most of their big plays come from. He loves Nico Collins. He's looking for Nico Collins. Great receiver. You add Stephon Diggs, the diva in the mix. We know he's a diva. Vikings fans know what's up. Sooner or later, the Texans fans will know what's up as well. Weapon, though, Tank Dell. Their tight end. They like to drop check down to their tight end. He run for 10, 15 yards. The Vikings defense got to be keyed in on Stroud, containing Grenard, Dallas Turner, Van Ginkel, whoever, Cashman. You get pressure. You don't only have to hit him, but contain him. Do not let him get outside the pocket, homie. It's going to be trouble, big trouble, dog. It's going to be big plays on your head top, making your head drop if they don't contain him. So, yes, sack him, hit him in the mouth, beat him up, bang him up, punch him in his mouth, smack him all night, all day, dog. But you got to contain him, period. Period, man. He's a dangerous dude. He's a dangerous dude. Second year in, dangerous as hell, homie. Period. So the D-line, their job, I'm sure Flores will emphasize this. Contain him, contain him. Don't let him run around. You get your hands on him, you must get him to the ground. You must get him to the ground. Period, dog. They got to beat CJ Stroud up heavy. They got to get to him. Brian Flores versus D'Amico Ryans. Going to be a great chess match. Great chess match. Which defense can overcome? Make the big play. KOC versus D'Amico Ryans. Great chess match. D'Amico Ryans defensive-minded. KOC offensive-minded. Two masterminds, some may say. Respect to the Texans over there. They built a great roster, a great young, fast, talented, athletic roster. All props to them. The Vikings have done the same thing. It's finally coming to fruition. So we already know it's going to be a coaching battle. Adjustments. We seen it last week. Adjustments, homie. Brian Flo, B Flo, Kevin O'Connell. They won that battle versus the San Francisco 49ers, homie. You hear me? They won that battle versus the 49ers. Halftime adjustments. That's what it's about. That's what it comes down to. Every week. This is football, not, you know what I'm saying? It's football, dog. We know what it is. Charge this up real quick here. But every week, man, adjustments. Second half, halftime adjustments. When you got to go off script, which team makes a big play? It's going to be a big play made this game. I feel like it's going to be a big play made this game that changes the whole game. And the question is, which team will make that play, dog? Period. Which team will make that big play, that game change and play? That's who will win the game. You hear me? In my opinion, dog. Point blank, period, homie. Yeah. Turnovers. No more turnovers, Vikings, especially against a team like this. You cannot afford to turn that ball over. You cannot afford to turn that ball over, dog. Heavy. Fumbles, Aaron Jones, protect the tater. Sam Darnold, no stupid interceptions. You're going to bite yourself in the ass you play with this team. The Niners are a great team. This is a great team too, elite. This team better than the Niners. Like I said, best team in the AFC, arguably. Super Bowl team, dog. Period. You better not turn that ball over, Vikings. Stop beating yourself. Stop hurting yourself, holding yourself back. You hear me? Protect the ball at all costs. Protect the ball at all costs. Major key to victory. No cap. They come in this game turning the ball over, fumbling, stupid interceptions. Nah, you got to lock in. You got to lock in. It's real deal. No Holyfield, but shout out Holyfield. Respect Holyfield. He is a boxing legend, man. Yeah, no turnovers, homie. No stupid penalties. Mental. Be mentally prepared. Locked in. No dumb penalties. Don't hurt yourself. Don't set yourself back. Period, dog. It's what it is. Simple, but it's not simple, man. Simple, but it is not simple, homie. Vikings secondary. They will attack you. They are going to attack you. Byron Murphy, elevate. Shaq Griffin actually had a solid game. They didn't even throw to him for real. Shout out Shaq Griffin. Stephon Gilmore, he's looking great, you ask me. True veteran, dog. He flies around. He's physical. He's done a solid job. The safety shout out, but they got to elevate again this game. They got to elevate again this game, homie. You know what I'm saying? They got similar weapons on offense to the Niners. You know, the Niners got Kittle, Debo, etc. They didn't have McCaffrey, but, you know, it's very similar. Houston Texans, weapons, speed all over the field, and they're going to attack the Vikings secondary because people think that's the weakest link. But trenches will be very important too. Defensively, offensively. Offensively, already talked about it. Slow the game down offensively, dog. Keep the ball in your hands. Defensively, they got to stop the run. They're going to have to stop the run. It starts there first of all. Because we know they're going to throw the ball. But you stop their run, make them one-dimensional, makes it easier on the pass defense, dog. Got to get a pass rush. Got to get a pass rush. Pressure is cool, but you got to get to that quarterback. You got to hit him. They got to hit CJ Stroud, dog. Heavy. These are just facts. I don't want to hear about no PFF grades, no yards, passing, et cetera, et cetera. You know football. You watch football. The eye test. The eye test. PFF has had erroneous grades. They made erroneous grades on certain players from the Vikings already this season, homie. You hear me? So you don't sit and rely on PFF and analytics, dog. Watch the game. Watch football. Know football. Learn football. What does your eyes tell me? What do you see? Period. Heavy, dog. So trenches defensively, stop the run game, especially up the middle. The 49ers gashed them, especially the second half. They got to tighten up front in the middle, dog. Outside zone, the zone runs, outside runs, they're pretty solid at defending those, homie. Period. I need to see more of Taki Tamani. Taki Tamani, big body, big body. I feel like he will get inserted more as the season goes along. I love what he did last week versus the Niners. You need big bodies. You need big bodies. Huh? And as the season goes along, he'll become more mature on the fly. He'll get better on the fly. Huh? As the game slows down for him. But Taki Tamani, I need Brian Flores to insert him more. I need Brian Flores to insert him more. Huh? But we know what it is, man. Tough, grueling battle, grueling schedule. But I think this Vikings team is different, homie. I've been saying it, especially since preseason came around. You see how they play differently. It's just more of a connection, dog. You know? And we've seen it so far 2 weeks in. But this is a major test. Could be one of the biggest tests of the season this early, dog. This is where you figure out what type of team you got for real. We know what type of team we got. You know? Very talented team, dog. Playoff caliber. This going to separate, man. Separate. Super Bowl contention. Super Bowl caliber team. We're going to see Sunday, dog. Heavy. They're going to need 100% from everybody, from the coaches down, coaches, players. You hear me? It starts with the coaches having the right game plan, the right schemes. Huh? Putting the players in the best position to win, taking away their strong points. But you contain C.J. Stroud, you bang him up, you neutralize their speed on both sides of the ball, dog. The Vikings win this game heavy. Texans ain't scary. They're a great team, but anybody's scared of the Texans. They ain't no bully, just like the Niners weren't no bullies. We bully the bully. We good too. We got speed too. We physical this year too. Heavy. Heavy, homie. I'm excited about this game. I think Brian Flores finna show off. KOC finna show off, dog. Matter of fact, while I'm here right now saying it, I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's a chance that the Vikings, if they play Vikings ball, could beat this team by a touchdown or even more. No cap. They should have blew the Niners out the wall. Turnovers, dumb turnovers. The bank need to be turned up. The bank need to be turned up. The fans at the bank. That's a major key to victory. Last week, it was too many Niners fans turned up and getting loud. Huh? Yeah, the bank was loud, but a lot of times the Niners fans was more loud than the Vikings fans, homie. Tee it up, turn it up, turn me up. You hear me? Yeah. Turn me up, homie. Heavy. I need the bank to shake. I need the bank to shake, dog. Shake the stadium in that thing. You hear me? It's a playoff atmosphere game. Super Bowl atmosphere game. This game will tell a lot. Builds a lot, talking about building confidence, belief, trust, even more. Yeah, man. Those are the major keys to victory, dog. Period. Let me know how you feel about it. You agree or disagree? What do you think, man? What do you think about the Texans coming into town? Think the Vikings going to handle business or nah? But win, lose, or draw, I want to see the boys fight and battle after emotional win. I want to see them prove they can fight and bring it back in and zone in and bang with a great team, dog. Win, lose, or draw. Of course, get the win. We want to see them win. You hear me? It's going to be a tough task. But that's why you want to be great. That's why you take jobs. That's why B-Flow came in, got all the smoke, take the defensive coordinator job, Kwesi O'Connell, Wes Phillips and staff. That's why you take jobs like this, right? To make history, change the culture. Huh? Be great. We're going to see, man. Heavy. 4 more days away. Make sure you tune into my live, too. We zoned in, locked in. I get disrespectful. Can't handle the heat. Get out the kitchen. We smacking everybody this year. You hear me? Heavy, dog. Hey, Texans. Hope you don't think you know bullies, huh? Big SKOL here. SKOL Vikes forever. Win, lose, or draw. Heavy. Yeah.